Hello, my loves. Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. I'm going to tell you 5 lessons that I wish I had learned in the past. 5 things that only I could have learned from experience that I feel the need to tell you. Things that I couldn't learn from books that have gotten me to the point that I am today, that I'm a happy and productive person. And that's coming from someone who used to have anxiety, depression, the biggest procrastinator, self-sabotager, drinker, just a little bit of a mess. Fun, but not happy. The first thing I'm going to tell you, this was actually my most recent lesson, because as much of a happy person as I have become after all this, I still wasn't always able to get myself off the couch to get things done. Like, it didn't spiral anymore the way that it used to when I was younger, but it still got to a point where, when you are just kind of bed rotting or couch rotting and it's not making you happy, but you just can't seem to get up and do something. Seemingly a very simple lesson. If you notice, you get to a point where you really want to relax. You lay down, feels good for a little bit. You're kind of like scrolling, watching something, you eat something. All of a sudden, it doesn't really feel good anymore. And then you continue to do it. Obviously, you're going to continue to do the thing that you think was going to make you feel good, which is laying there. So you lay there for longer and you lay there for longer. And now all of a sudden you're a little depressed. You're a little bored. You're a little anxious. And it's just not hitting anymore. Laying there isn't hitting. What I need you to do is make it a new habit that when you actually feel like relaxing and laying down, you go relax and you lay down. As soon as there's a couple of thoughts of, I'm not enjoying this doesn't feel good, get up and do something that you don't want to do. It could be the thing that you are the least resistant to do. Maybe make your bed, put your clothes away, brush your teeth, take a shower, make green juice, something like that. Whatever it is that's going to be the least amount of effort. The moment you start working on that task, you're going to feel better. It's so dumb. It's so simple. But the thing is, in the very beginning, it's going to be hard because you're not used to doing it. It's in those beginning stages. I don't know, it might even only take like a week of you doing this to whenever you're just feeling lazy, don't like the bed rotting is just making your brain rot. Get up and clean, get up and do something productive, and you're going to get a hit of dopamine from that productivity. And it's going to be a much healthier dose and source of dopamine than no effort dopamine, of things where you're just shoving your face or scrolling to get it. You got to work for it. And once you start to do that, now you're feeling better and now you're productive and you actually want to continue to do things. But the major thing is that your brain starts to associate you being productive with feeling better. So instead of creating an addiction to scrolling and eating and laying there and rotting, you develop an addiction to being productive. I can't believe it worked, but it did. The next thing, I did learn this lesson a very, very, very long time ago. I taught myself this when I was 12, but most people still don't do this. I need you to be very aware of how you talk to yourself. I need you to be aware of every thought that you have about yourself. Now, some people, it's a little too positive, but most of us, it's too negative. And every single time you start to say something negative about yourself or negative about your life, cut it. You cut it. All of these things, these are habits that your brain has that are keeping you feeling the same way, keeping you feeling negative. So if you're feeling negative, start listening. Listen to what you're saying. And it's going to be difficult. I did a whole video on this about confidence, and I went a lot deeper into the way that you talk to yourself. But this is almost a spiritual practice at this point, because if you can get to a point where you are very aware of your thoughts and you are able to train them in the direction that you want them to go, that's going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you, because you will be one of the very few people that's actually in control of their own emotions. Now, really, if you think about probably everyone that you know, they are in some way not in control. They're in some way a victim of their own minds and of their own emotions. And that's, for one, that's very scary to be around. It's very, I think it's the reason for most of the problems in the world is because everyone's going around unhappy and not in control and almost bumping into each other like, what are pool balls? Billiard balls? I don't know. People are going around just knocking into each other, knocking each other down because they're not in control of their own minds, of their own emotions, mistreating people. And also when you're not in control of your own mind and your own emotions and the way that you feel about yourself, the way you talk to yourself, other people become in control of the way that you feel and the way that you talk to yourself. Because everything that everyone does out of their own misery makes you feel less of yourself. Someone doesn't text you back, someone gives you a weird look, someone's not giving you what you're giving them. Now instead of being able to protect yourself, they're in control of how you feel. And you cannot trust anyone to make you feel good because they can't even be trusted to make themselves feel good. Okay. The third thing I would say is to never get too attached to the negative aspects of what's going on in your life. So whenever things are not yet going your way, whenever things are seeming like they're going really bad, maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe someone in your life is sick, you're taking care of someone, maybe it's financial, you cannot attach to it. Now, I understand emotions exist, but you have to treat this life in a way as if it's a game. You have to treat it as if nothing really matters, as if your own mind can control the outcome of your life. Because in many, many ways it does. I do have a video about manifestation because that is a very long topic and I have plenty to say about that. But when you're focusing so much and you're attaching so much to the negative, you're feeding it, you're giving it life. You have to ignore as much as you can. You have to understand that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Which would bring me to point number 4, which is literally nothing matters but your happiness. You might think that you want clout, you want fame, you want money, you want a girlfriend, you want a boyfriend, you want to be beautiful, whatever. Are you happy? Nothing can change your internal experience. Nothing external that you can ever get is ever going to penetrate into that internal space where you feel. Everything you get that you wanted when you're not happy will make you more and more unhappy. Because when you finally have what you want and it doesn't make you happy, you become a hopeless person. Because what else is there? You got all the money. You're gorgeous. Everyone loves you. But you're not happy? What's the point? What's the point? So you have the people that have everything and they're not happy. And then you have the people that don't have anything and they're not happy because they want all the things that the person that has everything has. Do you have any idea how unhappy these people are? I see so many people idolize celebrities or maybe people that are TikTok famous, whatever. I remember when I started kind of like blowing up on TikTok, and I have like 500,000 followers now, which I've had for a while, because the second it started, like, you don't understand. These people that have blown up on social media or whatever, oh, you should feel bad. You should feel bad because they have created an identity for themselves that not only are they so anxious to maintain, but they're so anxious to lose completely. And they're so anxious to grow because if you're not growing in fame, you're dropping in fame. And it's a literal addiction. The dopamine that these people have gotten from getting like fame or whatever, they have a baseline. Their baseline is now the normal amount of views, the normal amount of attention. As soon as you're not a topic of conversation, that goes down. And now they've identified with that. Now that has become the baseline of their happiness. They're in a constant struggle to maintain it or to grow it or not to lose it. It's a trap. If anything, I understand thinking of it in terms of financial, but even that, then that's another scary aspect of fame for the sake of finances. Because if it goes down, now your money goes down too. Almost every single person I know that has blown up on social media, whatever it is such an anxious person. And even like anytime I see someone get like a viral video or something, I'm like, oh no, they just got their first hit and they're never gonna be the same. And you just don't understand until you see the reality of it, which I have seen. Like, yeah, I've had a little bit of it for myself, but also once I saw the reality of like, okay, like doesn't really like change your life that much, I stopped trying like a lot. Like I barely put in effort for that anymore. And what I decided really what was more important was just financial stability and helping people, especially helping people who are in a position where they're so anxious and depressed because they have a following or some kind of obsession with social media and they are no longer able to be happy. Your happiness and your real connections in life are what's important. And these people, oh my God, who cares? Like literally, who cares? The reality of people being like famous or whatever, it's just like their bodies on a TV. They're like meat carcasses on TV being looked at. And people get a familiarity from them as if it's their friend because they see them all the time. They're being used basically as a commercial. They're a commercial to sell you things. They're being used. Now, the fifth thing that I'm going to tell you, fifth lesson, you don't need a relationship to be happy. You realize that, right? Human beings want to bond, but it doesn't mean that you need to be in a relationship. It really doesn't. We would have been in tribes with people, not in separate homes, separate little apartments, living our little lives until we get old and wrinkly by ourselves with this one person. Please don't be the person that can't be happy unless they're in a relationship. Now, it's one thing to fall in love, but even that I have some thoughts on, considering the hormonal and mental games that your body will play on you. But if ever you're the person that thinks that you can't be happy unless you're in a relationship, you have a major issue with your relationship with yourself. Trust me, if you can't be happy without a relationship, then you can't be happy in a relationship. What you want is to not be dealing with the ups and downs from other people, but you will always have ups and downs with other people when you're one of those people that needs another person to manage your emotions for you. When you need another person to act exactly correctly in order for you to be happy, you can't do that, because that neediness is what's going to make someone not interested in you. That's what's going to make someone push you away, and then in turn, you're just going to be a miserable person. When I have a friend or when I meet someone that's just desperate to be in a relationship, I'm like, oh, baby, we gotta fix the relationship with yourself. And it's the worst part is it's always the people that don't want a relationship that end up in one, because people become so obsessed with them, because you get obsessed with people who are just happy no matter what you do. Like, you can't do anything to affect them, and that's alluring. And they're not going to annoy the life out of you because they're so concerned with every little thing that you're doing. And then the person that is desperate for a relationship is driving people away nonstop. It's the stupidest catch-22 in the world, but it is what it is. Like, honestly, if you want to be in a relationship that much, then the best thing that you could do is not want to be in a relationship. The best thing you can do is to learn how to be a happy person without anyone. And yeah, that seems to be asking a lot. A lot of people are not happy. Like, we have not been taught how to be happy people, unfortunately, which is why I even do any of this. Because I feel like it's genuinely one of the most important things that anyone can do at this point, is to help people be happy. No one's doing it properly. Even the people that I do think have a good perspective, I'm like, you're still like kind of abusing substances. You're like smoking cigarettes. You're saying stuff about being anxious. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're experiencing it like that, then you're really not so much in control of your emotions. You really haven't evolved to the point that you need to be at in order to truly help people. And that being said, I'll link the other video that I did about how I overcame anxiety, depression, how I became a genuinely really happy and relaxed person, which is just not something I ever thought I'd become, but here we are. It's been 6 years of me being pretty happy, even regardless of going through a lot of stuff. If you're one of the people that's been listening to these, I do appreciate it. And really, I'm doing this for you guys. I'm set with things. I do want to be in a position where I'm able to have some finances coming from this, obviously, but I genuinely need to do this. I can't just have all of this knowledge to myself. So ask me in the comments. Ask me if there's specific things you want me to talk about. because I'm not going to lie, I'm really just talking about things that are coming to me. I'm talking about problems that I've gone through, but I would love to have conversations with you on here. Like, and I'm kind of new to YouTube. I really do more of like my TikTok and Instagram like in the past, but I'm fully putting all my focus onto this long form content because I think it's a lot more helpful, and I'm actually really enjoying the conversations that I'm having on here with you guys. Like, it's like the conversations are so much more thoughtful than they are with the short form content. So comment, tell me what you want to talk about. Let's yap. I love you.